Can you imagine? Can you imagine what it will look like when your worst nightmare takes place? What is your worst nightmare? What is it that you fear the most? Simple question. What is it that you fear the most? Tell me. Let's just take all this stuff that we talk about because we talk about stuff for a while. What is it that you fear the most? Tell me. What is it that you are the most fearful of? Tell me. Tell me. What is it? What is it that makes you, when will you know, something that's sustained, something that is permanent? What will your worst nightmare look like? What are the symptoms of your nightmare? What does it look like to you? Tell me. Because you have to think about this. Very, very simple. Tell me. And don't be you're being a very good social breakdown, waking up in the morning, power outages. That's very interesting. Power outages if Trump loses. But our dear friend Liz, what happens if Trump loses? Tell me specifically. What is it that you fear? What is it? Tell me. Okay, he loses. What's going to happen? What will you notice when you go to work? Will there be crime? Will there be smudge pots in the street and dead bodies strewn about? People arrested? Will there be a dissolution of our system? What do you fear? Tell me. Tell me. What do you fear? See, this is what people are unable to do. You have to be able to say, well, what is it? I see a complete and total collapse of any feeder system whatsoever that we have to the rest of the world regarding our education. I see a United States so stupid, so devoid of anything even remotely talented or a resembling talent regarding STEM programs. I see illiteracy, more innumeracy. I want specifics. I see, first of all, a school system where we are not able to compete in any way with the rest of the world regarding technology and the like. So it all has to be outsourced, number one. Little by little, bit by bit. Do you know that when was it Apple? Maybe it was Apple. Apple went to China, whatever that Qualcomm, whatever the hell. Remember people were jumping out of the window? Do you know that in China, one of the reasons why Apple went there was they said, we need a factory with basically how do I say this? We need a factory. By the way, Michael Scott Cutler, you were on fire with Dr. Drew. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. You were so correct with that. Yes. I think we brought a little energy to Dr. Drew. A good man and his wife Susan. Great people. Lucky for the privilege of spreading the good word. I hope we lit a fire. But let me go back to this. When Apple said they went to a company, they went to this factory and they said, we need 250,000 employees. Okay. You got that? Yep. 250,000. We got that. And 5%, 10% have to be MBA, master's qualified. Okay, we got that. This is not turning some. We've got it. How do we compete? We're not talking about some worker, somebody digging in a mine, sifting for rare earth metals. We're talking about somebody who is the creme de la creme of the intelligentsia. Do you? This is not manufacturing. This is beyond anything. We've got Silicon Valley, okay, but that's just thinking stuff. That's all going to be outsourced. We don't have an intelligent workforce. Our school system, let's just start with that. I just picked one, threw a dart, hit the button. You could forget it. The unions have destroyed what is left of our educational system. We are producing dumb people. Dumb people. People who redefine the level of dumb that we never thought possible. Or people who are dumb, inbred schools, people more and more and more who are from families that are broken, where nobody's ever been to college. Forget college. I'm talking about just surviving, learning something, having a literate society that can read and function. Forget the classics. It's over with. It's done. The school system is over, and we are tolerating a level of idiocy. Listen to the mayor of New York City. New York City, Fiorello LaGuardia had an interesting accent, but he spoke English. There are people who have accents. They speak English. Ricardo Montalban had an accent and could speak perfect English, whether it's British or German. I don't care about accents. I don't care where you're from. He doesn't speak English. Let me say this again. The mayor of New York City doesn't speak English. He gets words wrong and tenses wrong, leaves letters off. It's horrible. And it means nothing. There is a person on TV. I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to go into detail, but cannot be there for any other reason other than saying, hey, who cannot speak English? The United States. What? The Attorney General. I'm afraid that wait, who is this? What? Stop it. That's over there. That's done. That's just one little aspect of this. You are going to see crime at levels you never even thought it was. Now, listen to what I'm saying. In all of modern history, the problem that we've always had was trying to tone it down. Tone it down. Leave people alone. We would repeatedly tell police and prosecutors, tone it down. Leave people alone. Give them a chance. Stop being so draconian. Now it's the opposite. Now they're abandoning everything. We are seeing the level of overdose. We're going to have to reconsider our sense of priorities and ask ourselves the question, what are we supposed to do regarding drug overdose? Is this your problem? Let me ask you a question. Out of all that is going on, is this a problem? Does this keep you up at night? A drug overdose? What happens? What happens? Think about this for a moment, dear friend. Think about this just for a moment. As I remind you and thank you, first of all, to please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, help with the metrics, help with spreading the word. Every time you like what we do, every time you subscribe, it goes into this vat, and somehow it goes into something. All right. We need your help. We are at, I don't want to say, but I think we're in a little bit of a log jam here, and we need your assistance to purge this. Let me also tell you right now that we've got right now, tomorrow is the end of the month. That's it. Now is the time for you immediately. Look at this. Say take 25% off of a 3-month emergency food kit. 25% right off by going to preparewithlionel.com. The link is here. Do this before the end of the month. Get this in now. Why? Because you know and I know, under some concoction, under some I don't know what, through some calamity, I promise you, disorder will be the rule. And things like stores and food stores will all be another story. Okay? Another story. Act now, my friends. Preparewithlionel.com. Listen to what I'm saying. Preparewithlionel.com. Please, 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 for you, for your family, this is not a joke, because I'm telling you, we're getting close to the election. And when there is any fear on their part, like we need to maybe dust off the whole Hegel, maybe a little bit of some controlled catastrophe. I'm just saying. Not that they would do it on purpose, but simultaneity is a bitch. Preparewithlionel.com. Do this now. Take 25% off a 3-month emergency food kit right now. Crime, like you can't believe. But let me go back to this. What should be done? What should be done regarding overdoses? What should be done? Tell me. Any idea? Any idea? What? Do you care about this? I mean, I'm serious. Do you at night say, what are we going to do about these overdoses? What are we going to do about it? It's real low on my priority list. Real low. I don't understand. I've got to now worry about self-harm. Now, some people, like that beautiful little boy here in the Bronx, little boy who was at a school, at his school with this little bow tie, and these degenerate teachers brought in drugs and whatever. That's a different story. They were poison. What am I supposed to do about what? What am I supposed to do about drug addiction? You want to kill yourself? Kill yourself. I can't help. I'm sorry. It's a free country. What am I supposed to do? I'm worried about the end, the collapse of civilization. John McGuire couldn't get higher, said outside of a whack of Narcan, they don't do much now. That's right. Little naloxone. Thank you, Big John. By the way, John McGuire couldn't get higher. Naloxone works, but I'm not. And I hope there's a Good Samaritan statute in your state. What if you do something wrong and say, wait a minute, you administered this wrong? What? I think you killed him. What? I was trying to do the right thing. Well, you. By the way, a whack of Narcan is cheaper than the burial. Yeah. Listen. What do you do, John? What do you do with the Narcan, the naloxone? What are you going to do? Give it to cops? Okay, fine. You're going to give it to people? Okay. They want to hand this out? I'm going to be, you think if I see somebody on the street, seriously, you think I'm going to be, what am I going to do? You want me to get near this person? First of all, I don't know if they have needles on them. Listen, I'm going to be straight up with you. If I see somebody on the street, the last thing I'm going to do is get near this person. First of all, I don't know them. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a doctor. I don't want to end up killing the person or having somebody tell me that I killed them. And I don't want to all of a sudden get stuck with some needle as I try to get too close or whatever. I don't know what this person, I have no idea what's under them, what's around them. Screw that. I'm sorry. That's me. You do what you want. Sorry. I'm going to be picking myself and God knows what. And what about hepatitis? Forget this. I'm going to go into some kind of hepatic failure, turn jaundice, have a sky-high bilirubin rate, turn yellow, the whites of my eyes yellow because I was stuck by some ghoul in this. Oh, no. Listen, my heart goes out for them, but I ain't getting involved with this stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, feeling unimportant? 1-800-LIONEL now. I like this. Do you want to promote that? Thank you. You made me laugh. Now, let me ask you something. Oh, call 911? Absolutely. Sure, I call 911. Of course, if I see a house on fire, if I see somebody arrested, absolutely. Absolutely. See, we never ask ourselves, would you get involved in yourself if somebody was being robbed, if somebody was being beaten up? Would you get involved with them? Would you jump in and help? People say they do. John McGuire says, missed the intro. As civilian, we should do what we already do when we see a robbery, nothing. Well, we should, but John, I appreciate that. But what are we supposed to do? By the way, thank you for that. See, that's called a super chat. It's easy. It's easy. Tell him, John. Just saying. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Just saying. Now let me ask you this. Here's the deal. Imagine going to your doctor and he says, now this is prednisone D. And this can help your rash or your inflammation. It's called prednisone D. Okay. Doc, what? Are you going to give it to me? No. I'm just telling you, this would do the trick. Why are you telling me that? Wait a minute. What do I do to help my rash? Wait a minute. Doc, that's what the news does. That's what Hannity does. That's what all these people do. I'm not Hannity. Bless his heart. It's not his fault. But what are they doing? What are they doing, Fox? What are we doing here? What are we supposed to do? I don't know. We just talk about it. We just talk about it. We just talk about it. I did one for my private channel. I just did a brand new one. It's like I did 3 subjects that I can't talk about here because it gets pretty rambunctious. I do. And I think it's ridiculous. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Let me tell you something. Here we go. Now, let me ask you a question. What happens? What would happen if all of a sudden in the city of Philadelphia, there were a group of people who happened to be on this rambunctious, by the way, here is the link right now for the private. Oh, the private stuff is good. You get into detail with that. Okay. Let me ask you, what do you think would happen if there was a bunch of MAGA-wearing folks who attacked and ransacked a Lululemon store? Do you think the folks on TV would say, hey, those white, a band of white, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't say they're white. Well, they were. A bunch of white racist. Wait a minute. Don't do that. Shut up. Okay. Did you see the people, these hordes? Now, let me ask you something. If they were a bunch of Asians, let's just say, for whatever it's worth, Asian Americans. If they were a bunch of middle old men with white beards happen to be on, they would always say a group of this, a group of this. But if the people who are a part of these hordes and swarms of thieves happen to be of certain ethnicities, can you tell me why they're never mentioned? I think we know why. There's this rule right now that says don't even think about it. Don't say anything about it. Nothing. Do not say anything. And by the way, going back to the issue of crime itself, well, can we talk about this particular? No. Can we tell me why this particular group has an inordinate, disproportionate amount of people in prison? No. Don't say that. Well, can we talk about? No. Don't bring it up. But we're trying to help. Don't help. Don't you know why people are not doing that well in school? No. What about the high absentee rate? Excuse me. Don't bring it up. Fatherless. Excuse me. You know what happens? This guarantees that this particular demographic never gets better because we can't talk about it because we just can't. Everybody else you can talk about all day long. Anything you want. Unless you compare other groups of people who are doing surprisingly better than this particular group. Now, you know and I know, friends, that of all that most of us, have no particular thoughts one way or another about folks and their ethnicity. We all know people. I don't say we go out of our way. Look, a lot of Koreans do not have Italian friends, and Italians don't have German friends, and a lot of black folks don't have a lot of white friends that they hang around with. They might, vice versa. It doesn't mean it's racist. It just means that folks, by virtue of their own ethnicity and demographic, tend to stay together, not because of any other reason than because of just convenience. It's that simple. You go to this particular part, I can do it by neighborhood. When I go to the Dominican part of the city, the Dominicans over there, they talk to Dominicans. You got Dominicans, you got Puerto Ricans, you got in Brighton Beach, you got Russians, you got Croats, you got all these people. You got a story in Greece, Greece is really, and a story of Queens, Greek, fine. And the Greeks did together in the Greek schools and Greek churches and Greek restaurants and Greek culture and Greek. Are they racist? No. But you don't ever seem to see a disproportionate group of anything, unless Italians. Now. As you know, there is a proliferation of mob platforms on TV. Everything you can imagine. They've run out. They've done, if I hear one more story about Jimmy the Gent Burke or about Tommy DeSimone, I'm going to go crazy. They've run this story. They're running out of, they're just, for this secret society, there's like 12,000, but they're all Sicilian American. All of them. All of these mafia folk. By definition, you have to be. And guess what? You know what's happening? Guess what? That's the rule. Smokey Bear says, only you can prevent intercourse. You are God. Thank you. And you have to start a whole channel, I guess, just for that. Is that right? That's good. Thank you very much. That's very good. Okay. So we can't talk about that. Okay, fine. All right. Nobody interested? So let me ask you something. Fox News or whatever. What are we supposed to do? I had a great talk tonight with a friend of mine. He's such a wise man. Great retired judge. Brilliant. And we're talking about stuff. And I'm trying to explain to him. I said, you don't understand because he always thinks you can understand my political position. I said, I'm a realist. If something is true, I will tell you. And if it's true, that's all that matters to me, if it's true. And if I don't like the truth, let me give you an example. Change the subject, but you're going to like this. Have you ever heard of this guy, Dr. Sinclair out of Harvard Medical School? Okay. How many of you would like to do something that would drastically change your longevity and make your body seem older, where your actual age, they can take a swab of your buccal cells and review them and be able to see what your age is, your actual biological age by virtue of your whatever. Okay, ready for this? Okay, good. Now, what do you think? Well, one of the best things you can do, people say, yes, I'd like to do that. Would you like to do that? Yes. To really revitalize, reverse heart disease. Wait a minute, what are you saying? Extend longevity. Okay. Live better, look better, better skin, better mental clarity. Proof. All right. What is it? Hormesis. What? Hormesis. Fasting. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, don't you want to live forever? No. This is the truth. Well, I don't know if it's true. I'm cutting down on my food. Oh, no. We're not talking about you eating, little meals throughout the day. No, you got to be hungry for long periods of time. What? That's not good for you. Oh, on the contrary, it's great for you. Hormesis, stress, apoptosis. What are you talking about? Now, you see the way people react? I don't like this. I don't want to hear it. And immediately they'll say, well, that doesn't work. Rather than saying, I just don't want to do that. That's what we are with politics. We don't know anything. And when we hear something we don't like, we just change our mind. We look the other way. Well, that's what we are in this country. We have people who just don't think. They don't think about this. I don't know what the word is. They don't think about it. They don't do anything. Other than, and this is the most important part, they don't do anything other than to just react. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. People don't want to hear anything. So when I ask people, okay, listen, think of Trump as hormesis or xenohormesis. Wait a minute, hold it. Here's a new one. This is a good one. Crooner by trade, fatherless and on the verge of existential crisis. Crooner by trade has your back. Call for all the crooner needs. All your crooner needs. We're also sentimental. Question mark? We're also sentimental. Crooner, thank you. This is becoming arcane and recondite, and I love it. Thank you for that. Do you understand that we're just talking stuff here, and nobody wants to listen to me? Well, don't you want to talk about Hunter? I don't want to talk about Hunter anymore. I don't want to talk about Hunter Biden anymore. I don't want to talk about Hunter. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? When you watch Fox News, hey, Fox, hey, Judge Renan, and all these geniuses, if you still watch this, what do you want me to do? What? What do we do? Give me. It's like the doctor who says, this epinephrine is very good. Well, what do I do for it? I'm not going to tell you. I'm just telling you this is good. Well, should I buy this? Or are you going to give it to me? We're going downhill. We're a country. We don't know anything. We don't want to hear anything. We just don't care. So I'm telling you, you've got to vote for Trump. That's the thing. And if they're going to try to keep him off. I don't know how he's even existing through this. I don't care whether you don't like him. He's the only one I want to. And there's an expression in radio, and I say it now, and I only use it figuratively. It's called blow it up. We need something to blow this place to start all over again, to shock it. Chemotherapy, shock therapy, hormesis, to put your body through stress, to have your body only corrects itself when it's in stress, and eating and not eating. Oh, you're going to love this. You should eat 1 meal a day. What? Or eat for a 6-hour period and not eat for 18 hours. You figure it out whenever you want. Oh, get the hell out of here. I need my 3 squares a day. Nope. Wrong. That's the way we used to think. This is different. You can even watch Joe Rogan talk about it. Joe Rogan even said, what? Joe Rogan who'll talk to anybody about planets and about, and you mean to tell me that they really are the UFOs? And Joe, you should eat 18. Well, what? No. That's Joe Rogan for you. He doesn't want to hear the truth. Doesn't want to hear the truth. Not interested in the truth. Fascinating. So, my friend, we live in a world where you and I sit around and we just compare. Look at this. Oh, my God. Here's Edie Crowley. Svarupa Yoga. Uge breathing saved my health. I would love to learn more about this. I think that yoga is probably going to be, I thank you for that. Getting a frame. Looks like by the way, looks like the Pasarim album from Jobim. We're going to be doing something, especially when you're getting older. When you're getting older, you gotta think about something like that. One more thing about that: as you get older, you have to start getting into shape when you get older. You got to be in shape to get old because you're carrying too much weight and you're not flexible and you don't do any weight work or whatever it is. It's when you get older. That's when you need to do it. Not when you're younger, when you're older. People say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? I want to get fat and wear Velcro shoes when I get older. I want to be the old guy with the big belt and I'm going to sit around. I want to get bingo wings and wear my curly hair and a big moo-moo and I want to slide around and play bingo and get fat. Oh, no. No. How about this? This is a great one. Let's face it. You're not up to date on the latest clothing styles. That's why you need to shop at Crazy Mike's Gangsta Boutique, the only store where you can stay up to date on the latest trends. Thank you. You are a genius. I want to meet you one day. I want to meet you and wonder, where do you think of this? And you've got to create one for each one. So, Everybody else happy about what's going on today? Today on my Twitter, I had such a great time. Oh, giving all kinds. Oh, by the way, please, thank you. I ask you to watch the Dr. Drew. I put it up for you. I liked old Dr. Drew. I think that Dr. Drew, I'm so used to talking to you. I'm frankly used to talking to a lot of people that are of our particular group. And I think Drew is probably closer to our way of thinking than a lot of people would think about, though they may not necessarily agree with it. But watch the video. It's really something. It's very fast. It's quick, and it makes him think, and it goes to show you my particular feelings regarding this sense of well, for lack of a better word, this sense of the loss of free speech and the like. Sparky says 3 meals a day is a modern convenience or construct. Do people think that humans had the ability to eat 3 meals a day throughout history and prehistory? Interesting. There's a wonderful thing, by the way. Speaking of which, Sparky, there's something called xenohormesis. This one Sinclair, he does plant-based diet. He's completely. I don't use the V word, but he's plant-based, which is the way to go. I know you tell people this and they just go berserk. And one of the things which is interesting, there's something called resveratrol, and others as well. But to give you an idea, xenohormesis is when there's a stress, when plants are put through stress. When plants that have a bright color to them, normally the bright color, and the bright color is one of two things. First of all, sometimes it's to evolutionarily attract bees for pollination, even though they can't see color. And also it's to sometimes build up a tolerance for the sun. Grapes have this very dark, this very, very tough constructed outer core, which, by the way, is one of the reasons why they believe that wine is good for you. Because of resveratrol. Because in order for a grape to be in the sun and to withstand the sun, it has to build up this incredible endurance. That translates into endothelial health, and that's why people like it. And resveratrol and all this stuff is great. Dark green stuff, almost a natural bug repellent. Bittery, dark spinach and kale and Tuscan kale and dark greens. People don't want to hear anything about this. I don't want to hear about this. Why? Because I just don't. Same way with politics. Don't give me this stuff about what am I supposed to do? What about the deep state? I just want to watch my Greg Gutfeld and watch Matlock, and that's about it. Why? Because I'm an American. We don't care about anything. I don't want to know anything. Quit always telling me things are so bad. Damn it, you're always telling me things are bad. Just tell me things. Just I don't want to be just please leave me alone. Right? Am I right? Bull Trader says Feinstein will be remembered like a fart in the wind. You know what? I think you are correct. Wait a minute. And we live my life like a in the wind. Bull, I believe that Mr. I'm sorry, excuse me. I thought you meant Fetterman. No, excuse me. Feinstein, by the way, to her credit, during her youth, I think she was mayor of San Francisco. She was around during the Harvey Milk days. She did her thing. Bless her heart. She should have been gone a long time ago, especially when she was really sick towards the end, and you could see it. I thought you meant Fetterman. Fetterman is disgusting to me. That was also a deliberate distraction point. And I know that somebody said, "Hey, John, yeah. What do you think, John?" That's pretty tough. I always got to walk around and pretend I'm, out of my mind, and it's tough all day. John, I got an idea. What is it? Hey, listen, why don't you come into the Senate and wear, hoodies and flip flops and look like a damn fool at a bingo game? Why? I just do it. Why? Because you should. Yeah. But because of your stroke. What does having a stroke have to do with that? Nothing. This will give us a good 2 weeks to distract. Schumer will say, oh, Christopher, by the way, Christopher Shelton. Thank you, Christopher. By the way, hand farts. Hand farts for all super chats. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I got to do what? You're gonna wear your stuff. What am I gonna wear the thing for? You're gonna wear the this stuff because I don't know. But what does that have to do with this straw? I could just as easily wear a suit. Would you stop it? Listen, Shrek, you're gonna come in and you're gonna do it. By the way, did you ever see Rondo Hatton? Check out Rondo Hatton. And there you go. There's our man Fetterman. That was a good 2 weeks of that one. It was a good 2 weeks. It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible. That the distraction of that. The distraction. Let me also tell you something. America may, I'm just going to say something to you. America may need to really crash and burn on this one. Let me ask you something. Do you think we're the big bad country anymore? Do you think we're respected around the world? Hell no. Do you think do you think they say our military is still the best? Okay, I hope. What? Are we going to use our military? Are we going to be doing what? What are we using our military for? Tell me. I don't know. Sparky says, I went 40 days on only water, salt, and minerals 25 years ago. Just to see if I could do it. After 2 weeks, I felt a higher level of consciousness. I reasoned it was so I could hunt food better. You know, that's for you, by the way. I was a little heavy-handed with that one. I did the same thing when I was in law school. I did a 3-day water fast. And I remember at one point, I was walking around like I was crazed. I was just... I don't know what the word was. Something happened to me. It was spiritual. It was some kind of weird thing. Oh, let me tell you something. I have never been into the spiritual. I've never been able to seek anything higher voluntarily by, God or religion or, whatever it is. But I can do things where I can adjust my reality through exercise or through dieting or whatever it is. And that's been incredible. Drugs, that's not a good thing to do. Many of us, I don't know about you, but there is something that, especially if you've ever been on any kind of deliberate type of pain medication or anything prescribed, that's one thing. Other stuff, not good. Not good because you're not in control of it. That's just not a good idea. Not a good idea. If you just want to be whacked out of your mind. Can I ask you something? How many alcoholics? Do you know at least one alcoholic? I'm serious. Do you know at least one? I'm changing the subject. Do you know at least one alcoholic? Who knows here at least one alcoholic? Family member? Do you know at least one alcoholic? Yes or no? Say yes if you know one alcoholic. Well, you can say that is an alcoholic. Doesn't mean they're getting into fights or get arrested or, DWIs, but you're an alcoholic. Somebody who just is unable to control, who drinks excessively. Do you know anything? Several? Look at this, 10. You might very well be. Look at this. Everybody here knows alcohol. Alcoholics, for reasons I shan't understand, are the most subterranean of them all. And it is brutal. And everybody knows one. Now, drug addicts, I don't know anybody. Let me just say this. 80s were different on cocaine. Maybe I'm just getting older, my friends. I don't know people. Weed, real weed, I don't know if they exist anymore. Sparky says, my golf game got significantly better. After the first 2 weeks, I was no longer hungry. Peak hunger was on the 4th day, then it tapered off. Oh, that's amazing too, by the way, Sparky. It's funny, isn't it? When people say, that it goes away. That hunger goes away. What? You get real hungry and then it goes away. But let me go back to this thing right now. Alcoholism. It's alcohol. Alcohol is the thing that lets you see what it's like to be crazy for a moment and come back. It's the thing that nobody ever talks about. Talk about Narcan. Yeah, that's bad. Fentanyl, terrible till people die. One of the things that they will always tell you, never for a real alcoholic should never go cold turkey immediately because they can die because of respiration. The thing about alcoholism, the first rule is that you always lie. Are you drinking? Oh, you hide the bottles. You hide your boot. You got to hide your breath. You're always, you got to kind of, it's terrible. It's not, there are more alcoholics and there are people who say, I'm not. And they have the best answers. I'm just enjoying myself. I just enjoy myself. Look at this. My brother loved having to wear a mask. He could drink easily. Yes. Vodka drinkers are sneaky. I remember a friend of mine. This was so funny. He would go on trips. He would go to the UK and he would take a big bottle of Evian and he would fill it with vodka. And he sat and he could just sit there and he drank. I mean, he could drink like you can't believe. And never lost his mind, never got violent, but I don't know how he did it. Anyway, he went on this trip with his daughter one time. And he sits down and he goes into his bag and he takes out his Evian and he's about to open up and he hears this and he hears the snap. He says, wait a minute. Is this the bottle that you, she says, I gave you a new one because you had one that was like, so I gave you a brand new one. What'd you do with the old one? I threw it out. You threw it, vodka, and he had to sit there cold turkey on the way to the UK. This guy would time, and we travel, you go right to this. He knew exactly where the bar is from here, and could power drink. And they knew him at various things. He realized, there's nothing that he would order. Instead of he would say, just give me they had these dark, oh, look at this. Ketchup. Thank you, ketchup. Bless your heart. That's for you, my friend. He had these, this is also Crazy Mike's Cinema. Looking for high-class entertainment? Crazy Mike's Cinema is a place to be. From silent films to the latest flicks. Crazy Mike's, enjoyable for all. Thank you so much. That's so, thank you. Anyway, my friend would go, seriously, thank you for that. My friend would go to a bar. He would have, they had these like dark glasses, and he would say, give me 4 or 5 drinks. I'll pay you. Just dump them in. And there was really no rule against it, but he would sit there. It would look like he was drinking an iced tea or something. He had like about 5 drinks and he could power them. He's like, damn. And would make most people kind of sick. And there was always that smell, that smell, that alcohol smell. It's not really alcohol, but it's like ooh, nasty. There are more people running around alcoholics than you can imagine. There are more than it's never discussed. Never. And there are people I knew, by the way, who used to work with Catholic nuns who would go and have to dry out. Nuns. Imagine being a drunk nun. It's also great too. If you drink during the day, nobody thinks you're drunk. Like if in your, if you're drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning, but if you're Saturday night, they look at you. Then you could drive around. The cops would say, "Is he drinking?" It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, probably not. It changes everything. It's weird. I don't know how I got on the subject of this, but it's one of those things that we just don't talk about. We don't talk about this. We don't talk about diet. We don't talk about health. We don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about anything. We don't talk about it. But if it's fentanyl, I'm so goddamn tired of fentanyl. I'm so tired of it. Okay. All right. I don't know. Nobody I've got. It's the worst thing. No, it's not the worst thing in the world because alcohol. And, you ready for this? Let me tell you, I'm going to say something for you. I'm going to say something. How many of you have ever been affected by somebody in your house who was a compulsive gambler? Never high. And you never could get high. Anybody? Gambling. There's no high. When you're drunk, at least you pass out. If it's sex, you have sex. If you eat, you overeat, whatever you do. But there's no such thing. Huh? Let me tell you something. The level of the level of the variety of mental illness is out of this world. Gambling is the worst because it always involves theft. And it involves, it's weird. Somebody says addiction is addiction, no matter the type of drug. No, not at all. It's a different story. Addiction is one thing. Physical addiction, where you have to do it, that's one thing. Where somebody, when you're sitting like this and a person has to drink because they have to have to stop the tremors in the morning, that's one thing. Sometimes people are into compulsion. Gambling is completely not physical, though there's serotonin, obviously. It's completely different, but it's nuts and it's wild and it's immediate and it's never, think about this, there's never any satisfaction. It's the action, it's the game, it's the card, it's the dice. Betting on 2 raindrops, you've heard these stories. Oh, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. And it's something that was initially wiring in our collective minds that allowed us to do this, that went berserk. That's all. Now, let me stop for 1 second and tell you about one thing. I heard this the other day from the impassioned statement of this great, great man by the name of Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell, he was on, I think he was talking to AJ, and he was talking about all the travails that he has gone through by putting out My Pillow. He said it's the most incredible thing in the world. And the product is wonderful. It's great. We love the pillows. We love the bedspreads. We love the pillows themselves, the slippers, the blankets, the duvets, everything. Everything is wonderful. But in addition to that, the amount of focused angst that is directed at this man. Why? Instead of just celebrating somebody, free enterprise, putting people to work, an American product. Oh, no, because you dare associate it with a particular idea and a political inclination that we find distasteful. No. Now's the time to fight back, say something, and to enjoy sheer luxuriation. Go to mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, and buy everything they've got. Promo code Lionel. Got to use promo code. If you hear any other promo code, forget it. If you hear an ad on another station or another what, use their number. Promo code Lionel. He helps us, we help him. mypillow.com. Wonderful, wonderful, glorious folks. Oh, my friends, I love the way each story intertwines and meshes with the others. It's glorious. I think they're fantastic. So fascinating. Because everything that we feel, everything that we go through, every aspect of our, dare I say, everything that's a part of our world is nothing more, listen to me, nothing more than psychology. Everything about you is about your particular makeup, your psychology, your idiosyncrasies, where you're from, your shortcomings, your pain, your sadness, your happiness, your strengths, your memories, your sense of abandonment, your likes, dislikes, everything. This is what leads you politically, socially, and the like. Listen to what I'm saying. It's critical that you understand this. This is not just a joke. There's a reason why Trump maybe attracts you. Maybe he reminds you of something. I don't know what, but it's never, I would venture to say, maybe not in your case, but more people than not do not have any particular form of ideological connection to no practical reason for a political connection. Sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's gut feeling, sometimes it's a movement, but everything can always be reduced to your psychology, the psychiatry, the interstitial aspects of what you do, everything. from the car you drive to how you act to your likes and loves and your own particular idiosyncrasies. Everything distills into you. And the quicker you know yourself, the better you are. Remember, there's no um, learning manual for you. You will spend the rest of your life trying to figure out, why am I like this? Why do I do these things? Why do I do these things? How is it that why do I keep making the same mistakes, either in love or in relationships? How is it that I keep doing this? That's what I find fascinating. And don't ever feel embarrassed about that, by the way. That, my dear friend, is one of the beautiful parts about being a human. You know what I mean? Sparky says, USA is just another country to the CIA and the rest of the Five Eyes. So its citizens need to have a new paradigm. CIA did what they did rather, in the past to other countries, to us. Importance of geopolitics. You're so correct. In fact, Sparky, there's a wonderful, wonderful connection that was made regarding the CIA, even in movies and the like. 1-800-Lionel. 1-800-Lionel. Thank you so much. God bless you. A super sticker. You're delightful. By the way, Sparky and you, thank you for this. Thank you. Dear friends, I hope you've had a wonderful evening. Did you see the Dr. Drew piece? Please tell me you did. Please tell me you did. Monday, I'm going to be on a show called, well, you know what? Maybe I should wait till we go on, and then I'll tell you after that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, it's called Redacted. Put it that way. It's called Redacted. And I'm looking forward to that one. Let me know if you think I think it's important to kind of get around. And by the way, you must admit something. And this is very, 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 very important to know. This is obviously critical. I am perhaps maybe the greatest gift to a show, because you don't have to. I know what to do. It's Natalie Morris, by the way. I'm going to be on with her Monday. We're going to be recording that. But when I go on a show like this, I do I'm a great guest because I've been doing this for so long. I'll do the talking. You don't have to worry about this. Get up, go get the car wash, come back. I'll still be talking because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You don't have to ask me questions. This is about performance art. It's about the performance of the disquisition, the positioning, the statement. That's all. So in any event, that's all. Very, very, great channel. Good people. Anybody else you think I should go on? Let me know. Don't maybe you should, nobody who'll get us burned. Okay. No wackadoodles. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I think you know what I'm talking about. So John McGuire couldn't get higher. Thank you so very much. You are so kind. 1-800-Lionel now. Thank you. Sparky, Crazy Mike Cinema, Catch Up, Christopher Shelton. Thank you so much. Bull Trader, bless your heart. Crazy Mike's Gangsta Boutique, Edie Crowley, the lovely and talented. Crooner by Trade, Smokey Bear, and you. Thank you immensely. I hope everybody's got a great day tomorrow planned. By the way, remember, you might want to just give some of that fasting a thought. Go to this Dr. Sinclair, and there's some. It's very interesting. Also, Michael Greger has a great stuff on fasting as well. It's very, very soul. Like right now I am famished. I mean, I'm just, but I'm used to this so much that now I'm feeling like this kind of weird buzz. My stomach is going crazy because I'm hungry, but I have this weird, this upflow of something. Does that make sense? It makes sense to you? It's crazy. It's wonderful. It's the mind. It's the mind. You have no idea how many times I just sit back. One of the best things, here's one of the best things you can ever do. Buy one of those masks. You know, those sleeping masks? Put one on where there's no light that gets in. And there's also something about the pressure. Listen to the best music you've ever had, or listen to rain, or there's wonderful, YouTube has sounds of trains and planes, or rain, or wind, or whatever it is, or just songs, but just go into La La Land and you're gone. Leave here. Go back and listen to music that you love. Go back and listen to interviews, books. Take a little trip away from this sick world. Music. Find yourself with music. Spotify saved my life. I can put in, I love to find new and wonderful musical groups. There was this, who was it? Gino Vanelli recommended. I think it was Carl Jacobson or somebody. It's fantastic. Just utterly fantastic. There is so much wonderful, truly, truly wonderful music that's out there. I know people like music, and I don't want to ever tell you that my sense of feeling is different than yours, because that's just not true. But I will tell you something which is very, very, very true. When I tell you that I am someplace else, I'm not kidding you. Since I was a kid, Barry Taylor says, where did you get your glasses? And Silver Fox says, I eat during 8 hours, then fast for 16 hours every day. Works for me and helps keep my weight down. Me too. Barry, my glasses are, I have it from a place. I do not remember the name of it offhand. I don't want to necessarily say drop me an email and I'll say it. I'm funny about, I might say something one day and mention the place, and somebody may not like it or like me and turn it against these people. But by the way, this is a very old company. This has been around forever. But anyway, drop me an email and I'll fill you in on that one. I don't like ever mentioning like places that I've been to eat, places that because somebody may not like me and take it out on these poor bastards. Okay. What song are you listening to every single day? Tell me the one now that you're stuck on. You know how you have music, how you have movies, like whenever you see Goodfellas or This Is Doubtfire, you always stop and say, I got to watch this. Godfather, I got to watch this. The song that I've been stuck with so long is Tipping Point, Tears for Fears. I've been listening to that thing over and over. I don't know what. I think it's about Roland's ex-wife, his deceased wife. I think. I don't know. I can't tell. But it is beautiful. It is so, the maturity of those folks. Great music. Great. What's her name? Payne or Corinda Payne or Pound or so. Anyway, the singer, fantastic. I've been thinking about these songs. Nick Drake. Oh God. Poor Boy. I listen to Poor Boy for self-pity. The greatest. Just absolutely the greatest. Listen to San Lorenzo by Pat Metheny. Listen to Lyle Mays. That will just, I'm gone. And then you think about something when you were a kid and you listened to it and you can remember being in the 5th grade and here you are now and you're still listening to it and you still love it. And that 5th grader is still in you now. Think about that. You never, ever, ever lose that person. That child is always in you. You'll never lose it. Keep that in mind. And music is the most important thing in the world. And if you can play anything. By the way, also, February 3rd, heads up, cutting room. I'll be back. I want everybody there. Let's tear that place up. Dear friends, let me thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your kindness, your contributions, your support, your love, your focus, your energy, your verve, your elan, your perspicacity, your assiduousness, your, you know what? Your sincerity, absolute legitimacy, authenticity. I thank you for that. All right, friends, we'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, 8 a.m. in the morning. Have a great and a glorious night. Be very, very safe. And don't forget these final words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da. Let me hit the right button.